Good morning. I'm Jim Richter and I'm doing my Metraflex at Home series, although I'm cheating, I'm not at home, on the externally pressurized expansion joint. I'm going to do a short but deep dive into the construction of the joint and why it is such a great design. You know these externally pressurized expansion joints as the MetraGator in the bigger sizes and the expansion compensator in the smaller sizes. Identical construction, just industry convention has us calling the smaller diameters compensators and the larger ones externally pressurized. To take a good look at these things, I should mention also copper compensators. When we say copper compensators, they're for copper line. The only thing that's copper on a copper compensator is the copper sweat ends. The rest of it is 100% stainless steel. We painted copper to look good, frankly. So before I delve into this thing, let me talk a minute about the shipping bar, which is on all of our products, the copper ones as well as the steel ones. We have a balancing act to do on these things. It's got to be strong enough to last through shipping, but weak enough so the contractor can break it off in the field, hopefully with a tap by a hammer or a pair of pliers. When I cut this one in half, I knew that the saw vibration was going to be strong enough to break the shipping bar. So I tack welded one end here and I had the shipping bar, which did break off towards the end of the cut on this side. So let me stop this thing while I flip this around and we'll take a look at the inside of the compensator. So here we have the compensator that I cut in half. Obviously you see all the housing. This was a flanged one. You can see the bellows. Don't be too concerned because my saw isn't that good. It really mushed up this bellows. The bellows was very uniform, and actually if we ever need to see a bellows in real good detail, there's a metallurgical way that we prepare the samples, which we encase it in a lucite and then we polish it, and this allows us to see the bellows very clearly if we ever had to do that. But back to this one, and you can kind of see in some places, maybe closely, that this is a 2-ply bellows. Again, the saw mushed it all together, but there's little spots here where you can actually see the 2 plies that are in the bellows. There is a reason to do flow one way versus the other. Let's say this is installed in a riser. If it's installed in a riser, we'd like to see it go this way so that as the water is going down and the system is off, anything trapped in here, any water here, will also drain out. If this is installed the other direction, we will accumulate water in here or sediment, and it will build up and stay there until it flows over and goes back down this system when it's draining. So there is a reason to install these things one way or the other. We like it this way because it drains better. However, one thing we ran across long ago is because of this gap here, sediment from construction debris can get behind the bellows. If it accumulates and it's got bad stuff in it, it may prematurely rust the bellows, which is why we put this O-ring on that traveling end and the gap to prevent debris from falling in there. The O-ring is made out of EPDM. If it falls off, we don't care. If it wears off in time, we don't care. It's just during the construction of the building that we want to try to keep debris from going in there. So we do recommend installation in risers. Otherwise, we don't care. Flow goes anywhere we want. The unique thing about this joint that makes it an externally pressurized joint is how the flow and the water and the pressure gets on the exterior of the bellows. You can see the water comes in here, goes through there. The water also is coming in here and sneaking around the top of this, and the water is now on the outside of this bellows, all on both sides. A bellows that's pressurized from the outside is much more stable than an internally pressurized bellows, and being more stable, we can make it longer. It can have a much bigger stroke. So where is the pressure on the inside of the bellows, the ID of the bellows? I'll show you.
Sorry to leave you on a cliffhanger, but we just had to cut that guy off. Be on the lookout for Thursday's episode, where we take a little deeper dive into these bellows. Stay safe, and thanks for watching.